Welcome on in. Today we have a special guest joining us. It's Lindsay from the PWHL Hockey Gal on YouTube and Instagram. Please check out her channels and give her a follow. She's doing some great game reviews and player profiles. So welcome in, Lindsay.
Thanks. I appreciate it. Really like your channel, so I'm excited to work with you on this.
So today we want to take a look at the 5 Czech players that are playing in the PWHL right now, and they've been so much fun to watch, but we didn't know much about them until we started watching them. So you did some great work on your Instagram where you dug into their stats and their history and their individual styles of play. So let's take a look at them, and I know you're a fan of Team Ottawa, so let's go ahead and start with the 2 that are playing there.
Yeah, we've got Anita Talova. She's drafted 41st overall. Her and her teammate, Akane Shiga from Japan, have been the only 2 players I have looked at in the league that haven't come over and played in the NCAA. Tejralova has spent most of her career playing in Russia. Now, she did play for the Boston Pride in the PHF last season, so she has had some time to adjust to hockey in North America, but playing in Canada for Ottawa will be a new experience for her. They've currently got her playing on that 3rd pairing. She's a defensive defenseman, shot blocker.
Right. And, of course, playing for Coach Carla McLeod, who's familiar with the Czech team, is a real plus for those players. And then in the next round, in fact, 3 picks later, they took forward Katarina Mrázová, and she's been amazing so far.
44th overall pick, Katarina Marova. I've loved her game so far. They've got her centering that 3rd line between Watts and Shiga, and they've really driven play for Ottawa early. Last season, she played for the Connecticut Whale, near a point per game, points split even between assists and goals, so she can do both. Her hockey career has seen her win a Clarkson Cup back in 2013 with Boston in the CWHL. She's also played 3 seasons in the Swedish League, where she's 5th all-time in points per game. She led the 2022 SDHL playoffs with 15 points in 10 games, and overall, she's had 38 points in 23 playoff games, so she's certainly capable of elevating her play in big games. And before that, she played her college career over 5 seasons with UMD, so unlike Tejralova, she's played a lot of hockey all across the states, on top of being a huge part of that Czech national team.
Okay, great. And then moving on to Montreal, who actually was the first team to select one of the Czech players. They took Dominica Laskova in the 4th round at 19th overall. What can you tell us about her?
She's certainly been noticeable early on, playing right D on that 2nd pairing. I've been calling her a force on the back end because if you go down her side of the ice, you better have your head up. She knows how to hit, textbook, clean, hard hits, not going to be fun to play against. But on top of the physical presence she brings, she can also step up in the play. She's played right wing in the past, and she's got a great wrist shot. So last season, like I mentioned, she played with the Toronto Six, won bronze with that Czech team at the World Championships, so a lot of hardware for her this past season. She played her college career at Merrimack, had 31 points in 67 games, not bad for a defenseman.
And then forward Teresa Vanova is also playing on Montreal, and those 2 are good friends, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, it might be longer, but the furthest I can see them playing together was back at the U18s in 2012 when they were both 16. And they were also together on that winning team in Toronto last year. Like Vanišová, Lásková had a goal in the final game, so both really instrumental in winning that championship. I'm really excited to watch both of these players for Montreal. They've looked really good so far.
Yeah, they've really been a breath of fresh air. And then finally, let's look at Denisa Crova, and what do you know about her?
So yeah, she was drafted 48th overall by Minnesota. She was actually the first Czech player to be drafted into the PHF. She played in the league for the Minnesota Whitecaps last season, so they obviously know her pretty well. Not quite as noticeable early on as some of the other Czech forwards, just the 2 assists through the first 5 games, but they do have her playing left wing on that top line, so clearly they know that she's capable of more. She played her college career at Northeastern, like her line mate Kendall Coyne, 169 points in 143 games played, so over a point per game there, and she's at 6th all-time in points for the Huskies. But we'll see what she can do on that top line with Heisey and some of the other talented forwards on Minnesota.
Well, you've really done a lot of work, and again, there's even more details on your Instagram, which I hope people will go check out at PWHL Hockey Gal. And I will put a link to both your Instagram and YouTube here in the description. Thanks for joining us, Lindsay.
Yeah, thank you again for having me. It was really fun getting to work with you on this. very new to this whole creator scene, and your channel just looks so cool. I'm really glad I reached out, and thank you. I really appreciate you having me on.
We'll be sure to keep an eye on all of those players and watch for more Czech players to be joining the league soon. Thanks again, and thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next one.